2 How to Become a Life Coach Kickstart Guide to Life Coaching. Association of Life Coaches, free for a limited time. Join us and get free access to many powerful coaching and marketing tools. Membership to the iCoach Club includes access to invaluable materials that can boost your coaching practice. Become a member http://icoachclub.com. Becoming a life coach. Becoming a life coach is not as easy as it seems. And the truth of the matter is, life coaching is not for everybody. A person needs to possess some particular characteristics or traits required before he or she is considered to have the potential of becoming a life coach. Why a life coach? Why indeed do people want to become life coaches? There are 2 possible answers to this question. First is that being a life coach is very rewarding when talking about money. If you are an effective life coach with a constant stream of clients flowing in, then you can rake in a lot of money. The second answer on why people want to become life coaches is that life coaches can get a feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction. As a life coach, you have the ability to make lifestyle changes on your clients. You can help them develop and improve. You become a part of your client's growth and achieve great results in his or her life. Characteristics of a potential life coach. 5 As have been stated, life coaching is not for everybody. A person must have certain qualifying characteristics for him or her to be able to become an effective one. First and foremost, the most essential characteristic of a potential life coach is the eagerness to help people. In the job of life coaching, a genuine urge to help will be very important for the effectiveness of life coaching. Without this eagerness, a life coach will just easily lose patience and give up on their clients. Second, a potential life coach must be a good listener. If you are the type of person who talks and talks 24/7, then life coaching is not for you. As a life coach, it is very important to listen to your clients. You will get all the information that you need through your conversations, and if you do not know how to listen, then you will not be able to make an effective program for the client. Third, a potential life coach has the characteristic of the willingness to be trained. A person can't just become a life coach just because of his or her eagerness to become one. A life coach will have to undergo several trainings to be able to learn different methods that can be utilized during sessions with clients. The training process takes time and may take some fair amount of money. 6 Your future is a life coach. If you fit all the criteria above, then you have the potential to become a life coach. So what is in store for you when you become a life coach? Monetarily speaking, life coaching is a good source of income. Being a life coach is a very lucrative business. In fact, a lot of people make a living out of being a life coach. But before taking that leap, there's some things you should consider. Is it worth leaving your current job and become a full-time life coach? Can life coaching maintain your current way of living? Are you willing to take the risk of running your own business? These are the 3 questions that matter before becoming a life coach. But if life coaching truly is your passion, then by all means do not let anybody stop you and soar high. 7 3 Basic steps to becoming a life coach. A life coach is someone that helps others organize their life, as well gives a person the skills to have a structured and better way of life. Many people feel like the only skill required to become a life coach is listening to others. This couldn't be further from the truth, however, and needs to be researched before committing yourself to an occupation that you want to be successful in. You want to look at all aspects of the career, and you want to make sure that you can obtain all the skills needed to make your profession of life coaching a success. Many people don't know the proper steps to becoming a life coach, and can be achieved in 3 easy steps. Let's take a look at each of the 3 steps to becoming a life coach. The first step you want to take in becoming a life coach is determining what area you want to specialize in. There are many different types of life coaching areas you can choose to practice in, such as relationships, careers, family matters, leadership, communication, financial issues, as well as emotional crisis. You need to find the area that your coaching efforts would be most effective for your client. This why you ensure that you provide your clients with the utmost performance and results that your clients will be happy with. Research and find out all of the many different areas where you can become a life coach and find out which suits you the best. 8. The second step you want to take in becoming a life coach is attending a life coaching seminar. Most of the time life coaching seminars are hosted by former life coaches and can be a great place for you to obtain different ideas and advice when it comes to becoming a life coach. Take notes from former life coaches so that you can practice the same skills and communication as they do during their seminars. You can gain a lot of helpful tips and suggestions from people that have achieved the goals that you are in a quest to obtaining yourself, which makes attending a life coaching seminar a very beneficial thing to do when deciding to become a life coach. The third and final step to becoming a life coach is signing up for online courses or programs available in your area that have to do with life coaching. There are tons of courses available online for becoming a life coach and will teach you the skills needed to achieve a success in the career of life coaching. Normally these courses cover a variety of different topics, so make sure you choose a course that surrounds the area of life coaching that you are interested in. Most of the courses also give you a good look at how you need to cover your business aspects of the career as well, which is an added bonus and helpful information you need to know. After you have completed all 3 steps and have successfully completed your entire training course, you will then be given a 9 certificate or become fully accredited with the skills that it takes to be a successful life coach. Although it is not necessary for you to achieve a certificate or to even attend a course to become a life coach, however, by attending and completing an accredited life coach program, this will give your potential clients a good impression of your credibility and your trustworthiness when it comes to life coaching. Follow these 3 easy steps and you will soon find yourself basking in the glory of being your own boss and a rewarding and successful life coach. Bushido Life Coaching. Intelligence life coaching is a relatively new method of teaching people and helping them achieve their goals. Some use it for business while some use it for personal gains. Nevertheless, the endless pursuit of human achievement and contentment has proven a very important thing to ponder. Man has ever been in constant inquiry of what to do in life, finding a reason of existence and using words of wisdom to live by. Sages and wise men have sprung from the center of civilization, imparting 10 declarations of thoughts for other men to inculcate in their way of living. One of these wise men is Takeda Shingen, a well-known samurai of the mid-16th century. He focused on the mere existence of a human being as a thinking being. In one of his famous lines, he said, "Intelligence is the flower of discrimination." There are many examples of the flower blooming but not bearing fruit. This gives rise to a concept reaching beyond mere intelligence of man just being able to think clearly and do the right responses in adherence to society. The intelligence he speaks of is a proactive intelligence, a type of intelligence in which humans are able to go the extra mile in using his mind. This is the kind of intelligence wherein man is capable of applying his knowledge and having that imparted thought bear fruit. Man here is tasked to have an objective of being productive. Many people think well and think fast and straight, but many fall short of thinking why he is thinking over something. Had it been that people use their minds and help others think better as well, then it becomes quite different. There is now a co-active coaching done and that both help the helper and the beneficiary in terms of learning from each other. 11. The modern samurai. Whenever someone thinks of a samurai, one cannot help but conjure a thought of lightweight armors, sword fighting, and honor system, all of which is in preparation of the upcoming battle. The enemies are always present to bother and pester, but the thought of being prepared for battle and meditating that each day is a day to die makes the samurai a strong person emotionally and spiritually. Modern times include all the people from all walks of life, living in this contemporary setting where almost everything is automated and makes manual labor almost non-existent. Because of this, the people are pitted to use their minds in order to survive this competitive world where even friends have the tendency to outlearn and outmode other friends. A modern man who thinks that he should only interact and complement the society's demands definitely needs proper intelligence to communicate. That man may have thought of the right idea, but the real question now lies as to how they would implement it in their lives and to be good sharers as well. Like a samurai who is a servant to his master, he is guided by his principles to maintain his honor. The modern samurai is a person living amidst technology, serving his own type of master, himself. 12. Without application of his intellect, he will still be able to serve others but will not be able to find any meaning to his existence and why he is doing something for others. He should first learn how to serve himself to know that the self has been taught. How can someone coach others if he cannot learn to coach himself first? That is the way of the modern samurai, learning to teach the self to be aware what to teach others. That is Bushido life coaching. Coaching in another level. Spiritual life coaching is one field of life coaching that concentrates on uplifting the spirit of the client. This method is widely common nowadays. This approach affects the different material aspects of life by dealing first with its immaterial aspect, the spirit. Spirituality may be a vague term. Its meaning can be subjective, depending on the person who uses the word. It can either be religious or not. But definitely it comes from within a person. Coaching in this field is tapping that inner spirit to become active and in turn change a person's life. 13. Mechanics. This type of coaching focuses on what is essential in your life. Your inspiration to live may have died or you are dried out due to the toxicity and stresses of everyday life. This approach would fill up that yearning inside you once again and the revival of your spirit is achieved. Its product being tranquility, peace of mind, motivation, fulfillment, and simply the balance in life can be achieved. Evaluation. At the beginning of the process you will be asked to evaluate your life. Here you get to see the vital areas of your so-called life and rate it on how exactly you are doing along with it. Your coach will guide you through this process of evaluation in order for both of you see what would be the best approach for you. Discovering yourself. 14. After you evaluate, you would discover a lot about your life that you didn't consciously know before. Here you will see the water lowers of your life. You get to discover your highs and lows, those points to work on, your personal assets and characteristics. You would also get to see your behaviors that you need to get rid of, improve, or keep. Self-awareness is achieved and a sense of individuality is gained. In this process, it is not your coach that discovers you, but it is of your own doing that you discover yourself. Guiding points. Your coach won't be the one to answer your life's problems. He is just there to guide you through it by pointing out the problems that you have to work on. Thought-provoking questions is asked to you to analyze and see the real deal of your difficulty. He layouts the different alternatives or solutions, but then you are still to be the one to decide. Renovations and innovations. 15. Lastly, a spiritual coach can help you renovate your life, in the sense that your old spirit that has acquired damages can be repaired. It is really hard to get rid of old habits, especially if you had them for years, but with having a life coach this is very much possible. Innovations can be done too, in which a broken spirit isn't just repaired but also improved to the best it can be. You can acquire new behaviors that are actually good for you. You get to improve on different fields in life. In effect, of having a renewed spirit is the price of having a new life too. Spiritual coaching is not relying on your coach to pray for you or do mantras or perform spiritual ritual acts on you. It is your spirit that is worked on, thus your own willing participation is needed. Basically, it is making you see the diamond behind the coal of your spirit. Coaching for life. 16. The social thinking. Being human beings are social beings, living out each of their lives in the company and presence of others. There is no known claim that a person can live on his own without degrading himself less of a human being. Each person, being social as he is, interacts with the people he comes into contact with. The normal process of learning would be for each person to impart something, a thought, a practice, a belief, a philosophy, or the mere absence becomes the learning experience for the other to start seeking for answers to be properly integrated into the self. Throughout the lifetime of a human being, he will be able to share himself and be shared with by others. The influences that subtly change a person into what he is during the present is what he got from coaching for life by those he had been with. Coaching for life is quite simple to comprehend. It is the way an individual's personality having an effect with those people in his environment. The closer they are physically and socially will probably have a greater impartment and thus would have a greater change in the attitude and behavior. 17. Though not necessarily impertinent in the sense that it overshadows another person's fundamental behavior, it deviates and shifts the behavior of a person. It becomes a two-way process for the involved people, and a two-way process to the individual. The paired two-way process coaching for life could cause either positive or negative results to the other individual. The same goes for that same person by the people around him. Depending on what is more influential, a specific mindset is subjected to a myriad of possible outcomes in terms of belief, attitude, and philosophy in life. Morality is only a supplemental factor in determining what type of person arises from the many interactions he may get throughout his lifetime. Like a river run dry, any new rainfall will definitely fill up the dry riverbed, but the water that would fill the riverbed may be murky due to the accumulated dirt when it dried up. Over the course of time, water coming from the mountains, filtered and cleansed, will start to replace the murky water that once occupied it. 18. Our characters are analogous to this dry riverbed. We are always an empty vessel in constant need of social interaction, and the quality of character building depends on the people who carry the water that would fill us. Coaching for life is an essential part of staying human, being able to think, feel, reason out, and take action with the events that come our way. It never ends. Even those who have physically passed away still have their philosophies immortalized by those who have been affected deeply. Coaching for life may extend beyond the grave through the legacies these dead personalities leave behind for others to ponder upon. A classic example would be the teachings of faith by Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Buddha, and similar religious entities to their followers. Several hundreds, perhaps thousands of years have already passed, and yet, their words and teachings are still kept as guides for spiritual growth and personal contentment. Coaching for life for these personalities have been immortalized to such extent because of their great impact to the people who accepted their philosophies and beliefs as their own. 19 Skills needed to becoming a successful life coach. As with any career you start, you want to find success. There are many skills that are needed to ensure that you find the success that you are truly looking for. This is no different when it comes to the career of a life coach. Here are some of the most popular skills that are needed to becoming a successful life coach. Listening skills. This is one of the top skills that you need to have if you want to find success in life coaching. It is very important that you have good listening skills because you want to really know how your client feels. This will not only give you a better perspective at how your client looks at things, but also helps you to give them the best advice possible when it comes to fixing their problems. The want to learn skill. This is another great skill to have when becoming a life coach. You can never learn too much, and there are always books and sources where you can learn new techniques and strategies that you can use to help your clients. As with any type of career, there will always be something new for you to learn, and depends a great deal on how much success you can potentially find in your business. 20 Good questioning skills. Having good questioning skills will help you greatly in your efforts to finding out what is bothering your client, where their problems started, and finding a solution to fixing their problem. It is important that you know that you need to ask tough questions as well. You need to make sure that you make your clients answer their own problems so that they can effectively learn the entire process of questioning themselves to fix a problem that they might be having. You will find that good questioning skills will help dramatically in your efforts to helping your clients effectively and in a way that their client will truly learn from. Having the desire to want to help others, this type of skill you would think would be a given, However, you wouldn't believe the amount of life coaches that only participate in this career for the money. To be a successful life coach, you need to want to help others. This will make it easier on you in turn when it comes to teaching others the effective ways to making their life better. If you don't like doing something, you tend to slack off more on the tasks at hand, where when you are interested in something you will be more prone to giving your all. So make sure that you are really interested in becoming a life coach and that you become one for the right reasons to further the success of your business. Although there are many different skills that are involved in life coaching, these are some of the most popular skills to have in your 21 arsenal when you decide to become a life coach. Using these skills effectively will not only help you in the success of your career but also builds your relationships with your clients as well. So make sure that you research and find out how you can improve your skills so that you can see the success that you want to see when it comes to becoming a successful life coach. How to transform yourself into a great life coach. Today many people are turning to life coaches to get the answers and direction they need in business and everyday life in order to optimize their success and happiness. Whether it's getting advice on a business decision, or figuring out if the new woman in your life is Miss Right, a life coach is in high demand nowadays. Becoming a life coach is a fascinating career and filled with joy if you love giving your advice and offering your thoughts and opinions. Being a life coach is not always a bed of roses though. Many of your clients are going to be moody, irritable, and downright a grouch. These people are at the ends of their ropes and they are confused and frustrated. They are coming to you because they are in shambles and 22 feel like they need to be guided in the right direction. So, if you have patience and can handle that part without becoming frustrated yourself, you should do fine. You must always remember to enjoy your job as a life coach. If you feel like you are hassled by the whole ordeal and not happy, not only will you fail as a coach, but your clients will as well. On the other hand, if you help your clients through their tough times and they succeed and achieve their goals, then you have created a client for life as well as one heck of a happy customer's testimony that he will rake in tons of more clients. You also need to invest your time and money into some type of training to become a life coach. Although many of the life coaches today are not certified and there are no requirements to be one, it looks much more professional. It lets the clients know you are the real deal and you will get much more notoriety. This gives you an edge on your competitors because anyone would rather use someone that is certified, plain and simple. You also want to make sure the training you are receiving is accredited by the International Coaching Federation. Now that you have the basic things you need to know, it's time to start advertising and promoting yourself to as many people as you can. You can do this several ways, online and offline. You could advertise in the 23 paper, put out flyers, or online you could start a blog and get a Twitter and Facebook account to reach out the social media world. Putting out articles about your services at directories is another great way to drive traffic to your website. Try getting as many success stories and testimonial as you can. This will go far in the eyes of others that are considering using your services. Use these tips given in this article and in no time you will have a strong client base and be on your way to becoming a great life coach. Life coaching through experience. Everyone is in a routine. Morning breaks, people start their routine, businessmen begin thinking of the day's itinerary, students begin packing their books, others think of anything under the sun, and even those without anything to actually do stand by and wait whatever happens. One thing is common among all these: they are waiting for something to happen for them to react beyond their routine. 24. It wouldn't be a surprise if ever the events in their lives would have a change in their way of thinking, or if the events would just be a normal occurrence for them to shrug off and move on. These events will be experiences, and these events would be life coaching for them. When our events become life coaching events, the normal routine for people to go about and do what they have been accustomed to do may not bear any weight in their character building since it becomes automated. However, given a situation where a bomb explodes, a car collides, or even be in an accident because one has been so busy crossing the street holding a cellular phone and talking instead of concentrating on crossing would definitely be traumatic enough to teach a lesson to the individual. Unexpected events become life coaching incidents, especially if it teaches people what to do to avoid being involved in an unfortunate accident. When rewards become life coaching events. 25 On the same note, when a person is rewarded by something he did or contributed, and the reward is significant enough for that individual to cherish, there is a tendency that the individual will keep in mind what things are supposed to be done to be rewarded with the same thing. Life coaching in this manner is done by inputting certain actions for rewards and keeping in mind that good things come when certain actions are done in a situation. When experiences in general complete the life coaching process, so throughout the day, a person may encounter both positive and negative events. Some may have so much good events and rewards that it boosts his self-esteem, and it becomes his motivation and drive to do even better. Some unfortunately get more negative events and ill-timed occurrences that it may demoralize the person and lose interest in what he is supposed to do. Life coaching process in this manner is a double-edged sword and is dependent on the person's mindset. A person who is passive may succumb to hopelessness when faced with negative events, while proactive people are challenged to overcome it. A person's mindset is an incomplete life coaching method since it depends on the previous attitude that he was brought up to be. This is 26 but a small problem since there is an easy solution for this to help the individual cope up with it. This is where supplemental life coaching from people and professionals are needed. These supplemental life coaches will enhance the positive and proactive mindset of the individual in order for him to look at things positively even if faced with a negative one. Experiences are good if the person has been molded into a proactive and optimistic person. Nonetheless, being optimistic and having a good life coach perspective needs a constant maintenance of both experiences and supplemental life coaching from other people. And that is why socialization experience is also an important form of life coaching. Choosing a life coach school. A lot of people want to become life coaches. Life coaching is both a monetarily fulfilling as well as an emotionally satisfying job. But becoming a coach is not as easy as it seems. You need to have the 27 right attitude and the proper training to become an effective life coach. Most often than not, someone who is interested to be in this line of job need to attend a life coach school. So how do you choose a life coach school? Life coach school. There is a myriad of life coach schools all over the world, but only a percentage of them can really be considered as schools that provide quality training. There are certain criteria that you should consider when choosing a school to train in. First thing that you should consider is its training program. Although there is no governed education and training for life coaching, there are certain self-appointed groups that are recognized all over the world. These are the International Coach Federation, ICF, the European Coaching Institute, ASI, and International Association of Coaching, EAC. These organizations provide different training programs of great quality. The school you should choose is an institution that adheres to the standards provided by any of these organizations. 28 Another aspect that you should consider is experience. How long has the school been in the life coach training business? A school that has been established for quite some time would have had the experience as well as the expertise to train their students effective life coaching techniques. Feedback is also another factor that you should consider when choosing a school. Know what are the advantages and disadvantages of the school from the points of view of their trainees. Most often than not, feedbacks are unbiased. Last but not the least, when choosing a life coach school, you should take into consideration the training fees. Life coach training can range anywhere from $3,000, $6,000. Make sure that the fees you may incur for the training can be accommodated in your budget. It would also be good to inquire whether the school provides scholarships or other programs that may help their trainees financially. The school can only do so much no matter how good a life coach school is, but if a person does not have the right attitude to become a life coach, then everything becomes meaningless. There are a lot of people who want to become life coaches, but some of them are there for the wrong reason: money. 29 Making. Yes, it is true that life coaching is a lucrative job and a lucrative business. And yes, there is nothing wrong with money making. But you should keep in mind that in life coaching, you are holding the future of a person in your hands. If you are doing it just for the sake of money making, there is a big chance that you will just do the job half-heartedly. To become a life coach, you need to have the proper attitude. You need to have the passion as well as the heart to help people. Make the money-making part your secondary goal. Helping people should be the top priority. With good training from a life coach school plus the right attitude, then you can be a very effective life coach who could make a positive change in other people. Life coach specialization. There are different forms of life coaching available to meet the needs of their clients. As a life coach, you can specialize on a certain field 30 that you think you would do best. Each field is unique from each other, but interconnected too. Sometimes, you have to integrate one field to the other to make your coaching successful. Relationship coaching. Dr. Love. This involves helping your client deal with relationship issues in their lives. May it be a past love, present relationship, or even making decisions on choosing a life partner. A lot of people nowadays have love as their biggest problem. Teenagers and adults of all ages have this Waterloo in their lives. This type of coaching does not only include romantic relationships. It may also tackle family, friend, colleague, and neighborhood relations. The client is made to realize that keeping the quality of relations to other people is important for their own personal growth. Business coaching. Doing it the professional way. Here, you help your client to become successful in their business life. You help them make decisions that are vital to their advancements. Clients in this area probably face problems such as lack of confidence 31 on themselves to run their business or to face the problems they encounter regarding the field. As a coach, you help them see the clearer framework of the business world. You suggest on strategies for them to evolve into a confident and successful businessman. You can help them start a business, take it to the next level, advertise effectively, finance wisely, and set their priorities. Management coaching. Creating a leader. Here, managers are the most common clients. They are coached on how to be effective and efficient managers. You coach them to hone their leadership skills to the fullest. They usually face problems on decision-making, relating to their inferiors, co-workers and superiors. In the end, they are able to cope up with their stresses of having a managerial position. Spiritual coaching. Uplifting the spirit. This field deals with the less materialized problems. It involves uplifting your client's spirit, may it be religiously or not. It can be 30 to beneficial not only to the client but also to the coach. The product of a renewed spirit waits in the end. Life balance coaching. Learning to juggle clients who need to know how to balance all those different aspects of their lives, whether physical, emotional, social, business, academic and the likes, usually need someone like this. They get to learn their priorities and see clearly what is really important and what truly matters in their lives. Health and fitness coaching. To live a long life. Clients that have health problems, most commonly weight problems, enroll in this kind of program. As a coach, you do not play doctor or a fitness trainer here, but instead you'll be the one to refer them to one. You are there to motivate them to make changes with positive effect on their lives and keep them going until they reach their goal. Being a life coach means aiming for the holistic development of your client. So whatever form of life coaching you are in or planning to go 33 into, remember that you shouldn't forget to look at the whole picture and see whether there are problems in those other areas of your client's life. Top strategies for life coaches to get more clients. I have heard time and time again life coaches finding it difficult to gain a client base. It doesn't matter if you are one of the best in the business, if you don't have clients, you're never going to be successful. So I have decided to lay out some of the most effective marketing strategies you can use to get the maximum exposure you and your life coaching business needs in order to stand out on top and really be noticed. Build a list. Having a list is top priority. It will make you or break you, plainly put. In order to gain a list, you need to have a place people can sign up at to 34 get offers from you and your service. Try to offer something of value to them for free in order to entice them to join. Once they join, you can always contact them about any new offers you have going on, thus giving you more of a chance in future business. This is also another great way to start building a relationship with your customers by being able to contact them and build trust. Social networking with Facebook and Twitter. Today many people all over the world are using Facebook and Twitter to attract new clients every day. Once you join, simply inform people about yourself and what you have to offer them as a life coach. Before you know it, you'll have more friends and followers than you ever thought possible. Being that many people use social media to connect about certain topics, you'll be sure to connect with a targeted audience that will love to hear what you have to say. Article marketing. Another effective way to bring new visitors and potential clients is through article marketing. You can write articles yourself, or you can have someone write them for you for around $5 per article. Once you have articles in hand that are targeted toward you and your 35 business, submit them to various article directories found all over the web. In no time at all, you will have interested readers signing up with you and begging for more of what you have to say and offer them. Start a blog. People love blogging and love signing up to blog related to something they are interested in. Start a blog about you and your business and putting up videos, articles, poll surveys, and more. People love to participate in blogs, especially for social media sites. You will see more and more people steering your way from those sites and becoming more and more enticed to sign up with you. Speaking of signing up, it is a great idea to put an opt-in box on your blog as well. Search engine optimization. An important factor to remember is SEO. Many web surfers are using search engines to find a life coach to pick from, so make sure that your website is optimized to be SEO friendly, and you will see more and more visitors coming from the search engines. Use these important strategies to get your business off on the right track and up and going in the right direction. When putting these tips to use, there is no way you can go wrong. You will only build a 36 snowball of customers that will lead you to victory and success of being a life coach. Affordable life coach training. Anybody with the passion, the willingness and the heart to help people can become a life coach. The problem though is that they are not enough to make you a qualified, more so an effective life coach. You need training and mentoring. But life coach training can cost with range of $3,000 to $6,000. What if you do not have that much money? Does this mean your dream of becoming a life coach is over? Well, not quite. There are ways of having an affordable life coach training. Scholarship. Just like in schooling, you can also avail of a scholarship to help you pursue your dreams of becoming a life coach. There are different companies out there who are willing to help you as long as you are qualified and have the eagerness to be one. 37.1 approaches. If you are currently working as an employee of a certain company, you can inquire whether you have scholarships or programs that would provide you with what you need. Most companies nowadays provide such privileges to their employees, since the whole company can benefit from life coaching. If a scholarship program or training is not existent in your company, you could bring it up with your boss or bosses and suggest the need for one. Most often than not, these programs will be 100% free of charge. Another approach to this is applying for a scholarship to any of the top coaching academies. One of these institutions is the International Coach Academy. International Coach Academy is one of the world leaders when it comes coach training. They provide quality, affordable and accessible training. The professional coach training program they have is certified by the International Coach Federation. Best of all, they provide scholarships to people who deserve it. Their scholarship program gives scholars a 50% off from the training fees. Looking for a mentor. 38. Another way of having an affordable life coach training is by having a mentor. If you are determined enough, you can look for somebody, a life coach, who is willing to take you as an apprentice. This may not be formal training, but it does not mean that it will be less effective. Always remember that experience is better than any teacher or trainer, and your life coach mentor has this. Of course, it is not that easy to find someone who, in just a snap of your fingers, would jump in and become your mentor. You need to gain their trust as well as you need to show that you really are determined to become one. A real-life mentor, once has seen that you have the passion and determination, will help you in any way he or she can. Self-training. If none of the above works for you and you still would not want to give up, then this is your last resort: self-training. Self-training would require you to have different source of information, one of which are the books. There are a lot of books that pertain to life coaching, but you need not to buy one. These books are readily available in your local libraries. 39. Another source of information is the Internet. The information superhighway has a plethora of information regarding life coaching. You just need to be cautious though of which information you would use or not, depending on where you got them. Choose sources on the Internet that are credible. Starting your life coach career. You have always wanted to become a life coach ever since you were a fetus. And now, after months or even years of preparation and training, you have become a certified life coach. Now what? It seems like you have hit a wall and do not know what to do next. Well, here are some tips and ideas that may get your engine going. Target market. The first thing you could do is to determine who your target market is. Do you want to be a corporate life coach who helps corporate businesses and their employees, or do you want to be a life coach for individuals only? 40. Next is to determine who you want as are your clients. Do you want your clients to be men or women? Age ranging from 25 to 40, 30 to 50, or 200 to 300 years old. These are the decisions that only you can make. It is all about your preference. You could start out by choosing clients who you can work comfortably with. If you are more comfortable working with men, then do so. If you are more comfortable working with women, by all means, do so. Slowly by slow you expand your targets. You can start life coaching other than those you are comfortable with. You may have started with men, but now you can start with women and try to accustom yourself working with them. You try to become more comfortable. Be confident you have worked hard to achieve what you have achieved, and you should be proud of it. Show your self-confidence in the kind of work you are doing. You should see yourself as a polished professional that is very effective in the line of work you are doing. By being confident, you are also building self-esteem and more belief on yourself. Once you feel this yourself, you emanate this to your 41 surroundings, environment and other people, which include your clients. Market yourself. A life coach is not a coach when he or she has no one to coach. As a beginning life coach, you need to market and make yourself known to other people. There are several ways to market yourself, especially over the Internet. You can write articles and you can even make your own blog site. Content should be about life coaching and other information related to it. You could also write things about yourself and the services you provide. A tip when writing about yourself is knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are. But you do not want other people to know your weaknesses, so you write all about your strength. But one thing you should keep in mind though is to never go overboard as to lie about your weakness and turn it into a strength. The key here is to always tell the truth. Join activities for life coaches. 40 To every once in a while there will be activities like seminars for life coaches. As someone who is just starting out in this career path, joining these activities will be greatly beneficial. You can meet other life coaches who have been on the job for years and have had accumulated valuable experience. You can ask them for some tips or pieces of advice regarding your current situation. Marketing tips for your online life coach business. More resources, So you finally have your life coaching certification and are ready to start helping others and receiving profits for your services. The best way, of course, to gain a customer base is by creating a website for your life coach practice. Once you have a website up and going with a list of your services, your next step is to, of course, get your website recognized so that you start getting clients signing up for your services. There are many different ways that you can drive potential clients to your site. Let's go over some of the top methods to getting potential customers driven to your site. 43. Article marketing. This is one of the easiest, well-known, and most used tactics to get potential clients' eyes on your website. In this tactic you take articles related to your website and service and disperse them throughout article directories. The key to getting people directed back to your site is by placing your advertisement for your website at the bottom of your article in what many people call an author's box. This way, when potential clients read your article, find interest in what you have to say, and want to embark on your services, they simply click the link at the bottom of your article. Creating a blog. This is another handy tactic that will have potential clients soaring to your services. You can create your own blog, or you can go through many blog creation services that will guide you step by step till the finish of your blog. You want to keep constant related content on your blog and always provide links to your website within your blog. After each new post has been placed on your blog, you need to ping your blog with one of the many blog pinging directories. This is a quick way for you to reach thousands of bloggers and to let them know that you have new content on your site. The more new content you have on your site, the more you will see visitors and potential clients headed to your life coaching services website. So, search engine optimization. This tactic is much like article marketing and used to rank your website when a particular keyword is typed into a search engine. The key to so is by using keywords that 44 are related to your niche. You can easily check to see what the most popular keywords are for your particular website. You want to make sure that you use these particular keywords so that Google and other search engines can recognize your website and it can help them to rank your website. The more keyword-rich words you use on your website and content on your website, the more you will see visitors soaring to your site. Social networking sites. This has become a very popular traffic tactic because you are incorporating the popular social network sites such as Facebook and Twitter. As we all know, many people nowadays use these social networks frequently, so creating your business its very own Facebook or Twitter account is a great way to get eyes on your services and also boost your customer relations. You can also incorrupt video as well to drive visitors to your services. Many business owners have found this tactic to be very beneficial in receiving new clients, and this includes life coaching businesses. There are many different types of traffic tactics you can use to increase the popularity and traffic that is being driven to your services. Remember that the more people you have looking at your website, the more you will see potential clients paying for your life coaching services. So if you want to see the success from your life coaching business, make sure that you incorporate these helpful traffic tactics to 45. Ensure you get a significant amount of eyes heading your way and purchasing your coaching services. Faith, the invisible life coach. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There are times when we are at our lowest and become desperately in need of all the right answers. Even how much we try to think straight, we are just so overwhelmed by our troubles that we allow it to just fade us away from our capability of being a thinking being. We succumb to the woes of despair when we have nothing supporting us. We lose belief in ourselves. We need someone or something to bring us out of the dark, lest we yield to death. When all else fail, we are held by one last effort to preserve our sanity. An entity we cannot even see or touch or hear, we call it faith, the invisible life coach. We are dependent on many things in order to live peacefully and in harmony of ourselves and with others. According to Maslow, a theorist during the Second World War, stated that there are levels of motivation which drives a man to be productive and positive. 46. Humans start with the basic physiological needs like food and shelter. then seeks safety with socialization, then seeks love and belonging from the social group, then proceeds with self-esteem security from the outcome of the previous three items, then reaches the pinnacle of harmonious human thinking, which is self-actualization, being able to integrate all the areas of needs into the self. It is true that man has a way to gather these needs and actually make it his basis for self-contentment, but one major flaw in this is the possibility of a deficiency in getting all these, which results to a breakdown of the whole hierarchy of needs and puts the person back in the shadows of gloom. Though the first 5 needs are ever present for the individual to gather and integrate, it needs a binding base and a holding top layer. Whenever the hierarchical needs crumble, the person can still hold on to a thin but durable layer to work his way back up, and when he is able to reconstruct until self-actualization, he is able to hold it in place with the same layer. This is where faith comes in. A sturdy belief in the unseen and believing that it will keep sanity in place is something more than self-actualization, as it goes beyond normal human thinking and tangible comprehension. 47. The soul's alternate type of fuel. We have learned to rise above the ashes time and time again. Others may have failed and allowed themselves to be destroyed totally. Yet until we are breathing, we have the capability to turn things around and hurl ourselves back into wellness. We are given a mind to think of what to do, a heart to keep us strong against pessimistic events, and a body to perform the necessary actions. The soul is the collective being of our mind, body, and heart. It can still exist with a lack of the other, and is seated in the mind. This altered existing entity no one sees drives each one of us to simply exist. We do not see, hear, hold, or comprehend it, but we know it is there. We know that each of our souls need its own motivation, and it needs a fuel which is ethereal to suit the ethereal life of our spirits. Faith, among all others, is the belief that we could hang on to when the material world fails us. Faith is the food to our soul to keep our most basic existence in place, may it be with something, a deity, or any other unseen object. It participates in our day-to-day living just like a life coach, only this time, it is invisible, yet stronger than any other life coach that we may encounter. 48. How to look for a life coach. The term life coach has become a household name. People have started to accept the importance of life coaches in their lives. All of us will experience difficulties and hardships at least a few times in our lifetime. And when these events happen, a person can either succumb to the difficulties and bury himself or herself in it, or overcome these difficulties and rise above them. A life coach can make that difference. But with the number of life coaches growing every day, how do you find the right life coach for you? In this article, you will given the basics of how to look for a life coach. Determine what you need, just like choosing a life coach over baseball coaches, football coaches and basketball coaches. You also need to choose what kind of life coach do you want. Life coaches also have specializations, meaning there are certain areas that they are really good at. 49. First things first, you need to know what you need. Do you need a life coach that will help you determine your goals and achieve them? Do you need a life coach who will help you with your career path? Do you need a life coach who will help you in your business? There are a lot of different possible aspects and you need to know which one. Life coaching style. Life coaches do things differently from each other. They all have the same goals, but they differ in methodologies. You can make the life coaching style a criteria when looking for a life coach. There may be certain methods, styles and techniques that you are not comfortable with, so better know them as early as possible. You can also ask a life coach before you start your sessions, so that both of you can make the necessary adjustments if there is a need to. Somebody you are comfortable with. There are times that even though it is just the first time you have met with a person, you already have that uncomfortable feeling towards that person. This could be an indication that you are not compatible with him or her. You can also apply this when looking for a life coach. You can try talking and testing the waters. 50. If you do not feel comfortable with that life coach, then do not go through with it. An uncomfortable environment is not conducive for development and improvement. Any session you will have will be futile in such an environment. Certification: anybody can claim that he or she is a life coach. You need to be careful with this, people. When looking for a life coach, it would be good to ask whether he or she has a certification or proof of life coach training. But do not just accept any kind of certification. There is a self-appointed body that tries to set standards when it comes to training programs. This group is called International Coach Federation. The ICF provides training programs certified to be effective for implementation. In fairness to other life coaches, there are those who have no certification yet really are great life coaches. They are usually known by word of mouth. If you encounter any one life coach of this status, you may know more information on the effectiveness of his or her services through the feedback of clients. 51. Life coach: do you need one? There is a certain point in time when a person becomes dissatisfied with his or her life. He or she might be thinking that there is something more for him or her out there. It could be about the job, about love, about financial disposition, or about life in general. If you feel this way, then you may be in need of a life coach. Life coach and life coaching: a life coach is the same as a baseball coach, a basketball coach, or a football coach. The coaches teach and train the players to change faulty habits, develop and improve so that they may become better players. A life coach is similar to them. He or she coaches people to change faulty habits, develop and improve the different aspects of their lives for them to determine and achieve their goals in life. Life coaching is the process of developing and improving a person's life. It is a partnership between a client and a coach for a certain period of time. The partners will have sessions that will focus on the client's needs and other issues. 52. Through these sessions, the life coach will help the client develop different strategies and solutions to improve. This is an interaction between two persons, and it is not only the life coach who will be making the decisions. The client will be actively involved, especially in the decision-making process. Why do you need life coaching? The point in time when you want change, as have been mentioned in the beginning, can quickly come and go. But this will be recurring from time to time, which can become a bother. So what are you going to do about it? Is it okay to let this happen for the rest of your life? Is it okay not to do anything about it? Is it okay to feel dissatisfied? With a life coach, you will be given a helping hand that will guide you to take that big leap and change for the better. He or she will be there to aid in determining the right path for you to take to improve and feel satisfied with your life. Benefits of having a life coach. 53. A life coach will help you ponder on what you want, why you want it, and how you can achieve it. He or she will aid you in taking the steps from where you are now to where you want to be. A life coach will give encouragement and provide support, confidence as well as motivation for you to achieve your goals. Will you really benefit from it? Anyone can benefit from life coaching. It does not matter where you are or who you are, for as long as you want changes and improvements in your life, you will benefit from having a life coach. Life coaches have been effective when it comes to the different aspects of life. This includes financial success, career, health, personal skills and confidence, happiness, satisfaction and fulfillment. It all depends on you on what aspect of your life you need help with. Conclusion. So do you really need a life coach? The only one who can answer this now is yourself. The basics of life coaching and life coaches have laid down before you, and it is up for you to decide whether you need a life coach or not. 54. My enemy is my friend. The unwanted life coach. The veridical paradox: is there a possibility that something unwanted is in fact needed? Is there a possibility that an enemy is a friend at the same time? Also, is there a possibility that a contradiction is a contradiction in itself in an endless loop? If any of those yield an answer of affirmation, then there is a possibility that a needed life coach may be an unwanted life coach in the first place. Usually, Trends in society nowadays favor an individual seeking for a deep and personal connection of co-participation with another peer referred as a life coach. In this aspect, that individual is in need of something he wants to be inculcated in his lifestyle. The individual sees the necessity of having someone guiding. Even with the presence of a personal coach for the existence and sanity of a person, a human being's way of thinking is that he will utilize what is needed, when needed, and wherever the need could be 55 applied with. And that which is not needed is discarded or shunned away. People, being social creatures, have always been bent in preferring to be with people they want to be with. It has been a stereotype that only friends are of value to each other and enemies are of the opposite value to be discarded. But the fact remains that in order to meet and value the meaning of friends, there should have been enemies to compare friends with. No, doesn't that contradict it? Here are enemies being of help, unknowingly interacting in order for individuals to treasure friendship connections with others. So if that is the case, aren't enemies the first friends of the affected individual? Capability and potential. It is quite hard to defend the statement which came first, the chicken or the egg. Some might answer that with chicken due to its capability to lay eggs, while others would choose the egg for its potential in becoming a chicken someday, and since the chicken currently in check came from an egg. Friends and enemies are no different from the chicken nor the egg in this chaotic world. Friends may have been enemies from the past reconciled, and enemies may be the friends that had taken a different path in life against your own. 56. So how exactly do enemies become a friend? We could put it into perspective that an enemy is already an identified negatively social person. An enemy is already expected to be a cause of unconstructive outcome when interacted. An enemy has already made us cautious of what to avoid so that we do not experience the same unpleasant things. Unfortunately, no matter how hard we try to think that they are not capable of doing the same thing again, the fact that the person has already experienced doing it may carry it out again by logic. Our enemies have already been teaching us pointers in life to learn from those things we do not wish to experience again, and to overcome such pasts and be much stronger in life. They have indirectly been capable of inflicting a painful encounter and have potentially warned us of what may happen again. Whether we like it or not, each of our enemies has been an unwanted life coach in our lives. They have been unforeseen friends amidst the disagreeable encounters. My enemy is my friend, and my friend may be my enemy. 57. The life coach therapy. The situation many people who get stressed seek the professional help of psychiatrists, consult with psychologists, and depend on medication prescribed and handed upon payment by pharmacists. It becomes a trend in very busy people, either emotionally, physically, spiritually, or mentally. A successful psychiatrist will cost several hundred to thousands of dollars throughout the program, and will actually be stressful enough on the budget. Those who are well off and can afford this type of help are fortunate compared to those who are conscious of their budget. Life coach methods are not utilized in this manner. The bad side of professional help in this manner is that it is not deep enough to leave a lasting effect that could enable the individual to actually help himself and be independent. This may temporarily help alleviate the causing stress for the individual and resume work or chores, but sooner or later stress would build up again and soon, he is back into the psychiatrist's office, propped on the sofa, and cashing out hundreds of dollars again. 58. The approach. The life coach therapy is more than just guiding the individual to self-realization and acceptance. Life coach by profession is more of a guidance counselor, seeing to it that the problems causing the stress to an individual is not only handled properly, but looked upon as a positive sign that these problems are and will always be present, and that the individual's responsibility for better stress management is to include the problems into daily routine. This life coach therapy is a coactive approach wherein the one helping is also immersed in the situation as if he was actually part of it. This is needed to understand the level of healing a troubled person needs for recovery. Instead of just being a spectator to the events of the individual, A life coach would actually inculcate the way the same stresses trouble a client. The cheerleader life coach is a cheerleader in a way that he is there to initially place the client in a positive mood in preparation for a more positive outlook throughout the conversation. Proper communication techniques are 59 employed, wherein the life coach allows the client to speak out freely of his woes and troubles and concerns. A life coach in this manner becomes your morale booster in the initial phase of the healing process of the person in trouble. A life coach has the responsibility to initially maintain the little morale that is left in the person in need. The big difference: this may be so much similar with psychiatrists and psychologists, but a life coach goes beyond just a client-doctor relationship. It becomes more of a friend-friend relationship, with the life coach following up on the status of the troubled individual, offering philosophical advice rather than diagnosing the problem of the individual. This manner helps the individual feel less like a robot just waiting for repair parts to be given, and make them feel more of a human being, being cared for and being given concern. Rather than direct scientific approaches are administered to them by psychiatric and similar methods, a more personal and social approach of life coach techniques are instead identified. 60. There is a broad range of life coaching techniques, from personal to business type of coaching. Whatever the objective a person in need has, different approaches may be utilized. It is similar to having a best friend guarding and supporting your back whenever you feel down and hopeless. 61. Association of Life Coaches free for a limited time. Join us and get free access to many powerful coaching and marketing tools. Membership to the iCoach Club includes access to invaluable materials that can boost your coaching practice. Become a member: http://icoachclub.com. Copyright iCoach Club. Become a member, free for a limited time. http://icoachclub.com. Will have to undergo several trainings to be able to learn different methods that can be utilized during sessions with clients. The training process takes time and may take some fair amount of money. 6. Your future is a life coach. If you fit all the criteria above, then you have the potential to become a life coach. So what is in store for you when you become a life coach? Monetarily speaking, life coaching is a good source of income. Being a life coach is a very lucrative business. In fact, a lot of people make a living out of being a life coach. But before taking that leap, there's some things you should consider. Is it worth leaving your current job and become a full-time life coach? Can life coaching maintain your current way of living? Are you willing to take the risk of running your own business? These are the 3 questions that matter before becoming a life coach. But if life coaching truly is your passion, then by all means do not let anybody stop you and soar high. 7. 3 basic steps to becoming a life coach. A life coach is someone that helps others organize their life, as well gives a person the skills to have a structured and better way of life. Many people feel like the only skill required to become a life coach is listening to others. This couldn't be further from the truth, however, and needs to be researched before committing yourself to an occupation that you want to be successful in. You want to look at all aspects of the career, and you want to make sure that you can obtain all the skills needed to make your profession of life coaching a success. Many people don't know the proper steps to becoming a life coach and can be achieved in 3 easy steps. Let's take a look at each of the 3 steps to becoming a life coach. The first step you want to take in becoming a life coach is determining what area you want to specialize in. There are many different types of life coaching areas you can choose to practice in, such as relationships, careers, family matters, leadership, communication, financial issues, as well as emotional crisis. You need to find the area that your coaching efforts would be most effective for your client. This way you ensure that you provide your clients with the utmost performance and results that your clients will be happy with. Research and find out all of the many different areas where you can become a life coach and find out which suits you the best. 8. The second step you want to take in becoming a life coach is attending a life coaching seminar. Most of them improve. you become a part of your client's growth and achieve great results in his or her life. Characteristics of a potential life coach. 5. As have been stated, life coaching is not for everybody. A person must have certain qualifying characteristics for him or her to be able to become an effective one. First and foremost, the most essential characteristic of a potential life coach is the eagerness to help people. In the job of life coaching, a genuine urge to help will be very important for the effectiveness of life coaching. Without this eagerness, a life coach will just easily lose patience and give up on their clients. Second, a potential life coach must be a good listener. If you are the type of person who talks and talks 24/7, then life coaching is not for you. As a life coach, it is very important to listen to your clients. You will get all the information that you need through your conversations, and if you do not know how to listen, then you will not be able to make an effective program for the client. Third, a potential life coach has the characteristic of the willingness to be trained. A person can't just become a life coach just because of his or her eagerness to become one. A life coach. 2. How to become a life coach. Kickstart Guide to Life Coaching. Association of Life Coaches, free for a limited time. Join us and get free access to many powerful coaching and marketing tools. Membership to the iCoach Club includes access to invaluable materials that can boost your coaching practice. Become a member. http://icoachclub.com. Becoming a life coach. Becoming a life coach is not as easy as it seems. And the truth of the matter is, life coaching is not for everybody. A person needs to possess some particular characteristics or traits required before he or she is considered to have the potential of becoming a life coach. Why a life coach? Why indeed do people want to become life coaches? There are two possible answers to this question. First is that being a life coach is very rewarding when talking about money. If you are an effective life coach with a constant stream of clients flowing in, then you can rake in a lot of money. The second answer on why people want to become life coaches is that life coaches can get a feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction. As a life coach, you have the ability to make lifestyle changes on your clients. You can help them develop a time. Life coaching seminars are hosted by former life coaches and can be a great place for you to obtain different ideas and advice when it comes to becoming a life coach. Take notes from former life coaches so that you can practice the same skills and communication as they do during their seminars. You can gain a lot of helpful tips and suggestions from people that have achieved the goals that you are in a quest to obtaining yourself, which makes attending a life coaching seminar a very beneficial thing to do when deciding to become a life coach. The third and final step to becoming a life coach is signing up for online courses or programs available in your area that have to do with life coaching. There are tons of courses available online for becoming a life coach and will teach you the skills needed to achieve a success in the career of life coaching. Normally these courses cover a variety of different topics, so make sure you choose a course that surrounds the area of life coaching that you are interested in. Most of the courses also give you a good look at how you need to cover your business aspects of the career as well, which is an added bonus and helpful information you need to know. After you have completed all 3 steps and have successfully completed your entire training course, you will then be given a 9 certificate.